Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise and focus on those breakthroughs really making waves. Today, we're looking at something pretty exciting, a proposal from Travala, the big Web3 travel platform.
Yeah, they put forward a proposal to the Metal DAO.
And it's all about the MTL token.
Exactly. So our mission today is, well, to unpack this. There's a proposed $75,000 USDT grant involved. We want to figure out what that actually means for making MTL genuinely useful, like spendable in the real world.
Right. And not just the token itself, but what this kind of partnership says about digital assets becoming, well, normal, part of everyday life.
Precisely. We'll get into the specifics, why it's a significant move, and, the potential ripple effects.
Okay, so let's start with the core proposal. Travala is asking the Metal DAO for a grant. $75,000 USDT.
Yep, USDT, that's the stablecoin pegged to the dollar. And the Metal DAO, just for context, governs the Metal blockchain. MTL is their token.
So what happens if the DAO says yes? What's the immediate result?
The big one is MTL goes live on Travala, instantly spendable.
Spendable on what exactly?
On their entire platform. We're talking over 3 million travel products. Hotels, flights, activities, you name it. Across more than 230 countries. So you could use your MTL to book a trip directly.
Wow, okay. That's pretty direct utility, taking it right out of the purely digital space.
Absolutely. From just an asset to, well, actual money you can use for travel.
And a key point in the proposal, something interesting for the Metal DAO specifically, they're saying this doesn't require Metal to build anything new, no big tech lift or changes to how MTL works.
That's a major selling point they're highlighting. No infrastructure build needed from Metal's side. No tokenomics redesign. It's framed as a plug-and-play activation. Strategic value, real-world impact, right out of the box.
So a visible win for the Metal community, then.
A very public-facing milestone, yeah. That seems to be the angle.
But does that sort of easy integration have any downsides, like less control for Metal, maybe?
That's a really sharp point. It does mean Travala becomes the main conduit for this specific utility. So, less direct control over that exact user journey within Metal's own sphere, maybe. But the trade-off is speed and reach, leveraging Travala's massive, established network instantly.
Okay, so it's a strategic choice. Quick visibility versus maybe deeper, slower integration.
Exactly. It's a calculated move for rapid demonstrable value, which ties into the next point.
Which is why this matters beyond just booking a holiday, right?
Precisely. The source document really emphasizes this. Metal, it says, already has solid infrastructure, licenses, institutional connections, stuff that takes ages to build. But in Web3, perception counts a lot. And reputation is, well, everything, especially when big financial players are looking at you.
So even with great tech, you need people to see it being used.
You got it. It's about showing, not just telling. And this Travala partnership is positioned as a way to do that very publicly. It kind of bypasses the slow institutional validation process by going straight to consumer visibility.
It's like a shortcut to demonstrating relevance.
In a way, yes. Demonstrating value now, while the traditional finance world is still evaluating. It's quite clever strategically.
And Travala already has experience here. They work with other big names, right?
They do. The proposal mentions networks like Stellar, Chainlink, Polygon, Ripple. These are all well-recognized projects, many already working with financial institutions.
So partnering with Travala puts MTL in that same category, visually at least.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
It makes MTL visible in a context of day-to-day usability, alongside these other established tokens. And the proposal argues Metal's tech is right up there, maybe even better in some ways, already handling real financial tasks.
Okay, so this isn't about creating utility from scratch.
Not entirely, no. It's more about showcasing the existing potential and strength of MTL in a way that's easy for everyone, users, partners, institutions to grasp.
Making it tangible, showing MTL is part of how money can move.
Exactly, giving it that real-world layer that people can interact with directly.
All right, let's break down what this $75,000 USDT actually buys. What are the concrete benefits?
Okay, first, the core integration. MTL usable across the whole Travala site and apps. Seamless checkout, available to everyone.
So it just works like any other payment method on there.
That's the goal. Fully integrated, no hoops to jump through.
What about visibility? Branding?
Yeah, they plan to create a specific branded MTL page on Travala.
Like metal.travala.com or something.
Probably something like that, yeah. A dedicated URL they can use for PR, community updates, social media. It helps frame MTL as this real-world payment option, not just, a governance token or something abstract.
Okay, integration branding. Any direct perks for the MTL holders or the community?
Yes, definitely. The grant includes $20,000 worth of travel vouchers.
20,000 for who?
For the Metal DAO to decide how to distribute. They could give them to validators, active voters, key contributors, or even run community giveaways. It's up to the DAO.
That's a nice community incentive. Anything else?
There's another $5,000 earmarked specifically for checkout discounts.
Discounts. How would that work?
Simple. You get 5% off your booking if you pay with MTL. Another direct incentive to actually use the token on Travala.
Okay, that makes sense. Encourages usage directly.
And one more thing, community engagement.
Right, you mentioned that.
They're proposing a community AMA session. And ask me anything.
With Travala and maybe Metal folks.
Presumably, yeah. To discuss the partnership, answer questions. And they've budgeted $1,000 as a reward for community participation in that AMA.
So just to be crystal clear on the money, the $75K covers everything. The tech work, the branded page, the vouchers, the discounts, the AMA.
That's what the proposal states.
Yeah.
It's an all-inclusive figure. Travala handles the implementation, the delivery on the customer side, makes it simpler for the DAO.
And it's not like a one-month campaign.
No, they're calling it a rolling activation. The DAO controls when the vouchers get distributed, when the discount promotion runs. Travala coordinates with the Metal team on the timing, the messaging. It offers flexibility.
Okay, so that's the plan. What's the reaction been like so far? Anything public?
Well, yeah, we do have a specific comment mentioned in the source. Paul Gray from Metallicus, that's the core company behind Metal, he replied on June 11th, 2025.
And what did he say? Positive? Negative?
Pretty positive, actually. He said he'd met with Yu Chung, who submitted the proposal for Travala, and basically said, I like what you're proposing. He seemed genuinely enthusiastic.
Did he give any specific reasons?
He did. He pointed out that this would let people earning incentives in DeFi.
Like yield farmers.
Exactly. From platforms like Velodrome, which is a big one. They could take those earnings and spend them on real travel. Flights, for instance. He also praised Travala as a leader in this space and said he really wants to see the proposal move forward.
So a strong endorsement from someone key at Metallicus.
You like it.
Did he have any suggestions or other comments?
Just one specific request mentioned. He personally would also like to see support added for Metal Dollar XMD.
Metal's own stablecoin. Makes sense.
Yeah. And Yu Chung from Travala apparently replied briefly, just confirming they'll look into the XMD request too.
Okay. And the proposal itself, how does it wrap things up? What's the final pitch?
It really doubles down on the ambition. It talks about turning MTL into something the world can truly use, giving the Metal ecosystem a, quote, reputation anchor in the real world through this spendable utility.
A reputation anchor. I like that phrasing.
Yeah. And it finishes pretty confidently. It basically says that by joining the ranks of other major projects on Travala, projects already trusted by banks, MTL will become, and this is another quote, impossible to ignore once it's live on the platform.
Bold statement. Impossible to ignore.
So wrapping up our deep dive here, what this really shows is a potential template, maybe, a strategic partnership as a shortcut, a way to get that tangible, real-world application and boost perception pretty quickly.
Instead of just building tech in isolation.
Exactly. It's a very deliberate move to ground the digital token in something practical, something everyday people can relate to, like travel.
Which leaves us with a bigger thought, doesn't it? What does this signal for, the future, the intersection of all this digital asset stuff and just our normal lives?
It definitely prompts the question.
Could we really be heading towards a world where, say, your earnings from some DeFi protocol could just seamlessly pay for your next vacation?
Or maybe even your groceries, your rent, straight from a digital wallet.
And if Metal and Travala can make this work, how many other digital assets are going to look for similar paths?
Trying to make their presence felt in the real world.
Yeah. Trying to become, as the proposal put it, impossible to ignore. Something to think about.